This is tremendous, my friends. Tesla reported earnings today, one of the first companies in the tech sector to report in the United States. And the profits, they are absolutely amazing. Ludricus, the reason you have shares at $240 after hours. So what happened here is very simple. Ahead of earnings, I sold short the stock at 264. So I did the same at $234. And I made this public worldwide. Tesla share price collapsed. And by collapsing ahead of earnings, Americans, they capitulated. And automatically Tesla reported one of the best quarters in the company history. Moreover, the CEO of the company also announced that for next year in 2025, is seeing the highest growth rate in the company history with sales up to 30%. So it is pretty normal that you have now everyone buying at any price, covering the short positions and buying back shares after they capitulated the United States. So congratulations to everyone. If you have not covered your short position yet, it is a good opportunity for you to do it with a massive loss, except those that they are subscribers, our clients, they are making, my friends, the highest profits ever in the US stock market, okay? So Tesla upgraded automatically, and if you, in the US, if Mr. Elon Musk, Donald Trump wins the White House, these can go higher, my friends. Do you understand? Much higher. So if you miss the 300% rally in shares of Trump media, no one can know or guess what can happen in Tesla. So the best option is to cover your shorts with massive losses, my friends. That is what I have to say, because everyone else already covered the short positions at the bottom. Okay? Thank you.